an increasingly hostile environment for investment and job creation. Are they right? Hi, everybody. I'm Dagan McDowell in for Brenda Butner. This is Bulls and Bears. Let's get right to it. The Bulls and Bears this week: Gary B. Smith, Tobin Smith, Pat Dorsey, Eric Bolling, along with Democratic strategist Steve Murphy. Welcome all.
Hello.
Gary B., is the president's business bashing taking its toll on our job creators?
Absolutely, Dagan. You know, this president is clearly the most anti-business president since FDR. You know, in order to create those private jobs that you talked about, entrepreneurs only need a few things. They need for the government to get out of the way, and they need low taxes so they can keep the profits. Instead, what the Obama administration has thrown in their face are continuing high tax rates for corporations. They're going to let the Bush tax rates expire, enough red tape and costs with things like health care, cap and trade. Entrepreneurs don't have a chance. You know, this is a president who has no one in his cabinet who's ever hired someone, fired someone, gone out and get a loan.
On their own
no one with
dime.
business experience. A president who referred to the era before he got elected as an era of selfishness and greed. Clearly he hates business. Clearly he hates people with a profit motive. And clearly it's costing us jobs.
Toby, and the head of the Business Roundtable said, stop trying to micromanage industries, point blank.
Yeah, but he likes to micromanage, and he's the president. I'm amazed by, the statement that said, first off, that the healthcare system are, stealing profits from people who are not healthy, that they're in the business of hurting people, and yet at the same time, we're trying to build a healthcare system that works. The banks he goes after, the businessmen he go after, and by the way, when you have less profits, you do not only less hiring, but you actually do firing, and that's what we're seeing in the economy.
Steve, you see it in the jobs. Do you buy that?
No, not at all. Listen, the corporate special interest that Barack Obama is bashing, he should be bashing more. They're not creating any jobs. They're taking trillions of dollars from the taxpayers and won't even give us a howdy do. He's not bashing any entrepreneurs or small businesses. Those are the ones who create the jobs. We need to invest more in them. The government does need to do a lot more to stimulate private industry, private business, job hiring,
Stimulate
and the Republicans
private industry.
are stopping
How about
us
cutting our
from doing
taxes and taking away regulations?
Right.
I've been doing this for 25 years. It works.
We need a tax credit for businesses that hire new workers. We should have that. Democrats are proposing that right now. Republicans say no.
Hey, Eric, how
They
about
just
not
want the
raising
corporate special interest to
how
get the
about
breaks at
not
the
raising
top.
taxes on small business by letting the tax cuts expire?
Dagan, you're 100% right, Steve. Let me address how Mr. Obama is helping small business, as you suggest. He has now raised their taxes because most small businesses are people who own businesses. If you make over $250,000 a year, maybe 200. Hold on. Let me finish. Your taxes are going up, number one. Number two, healthcare costs. Your healthcare costs are going up. Number three, just maybe, your energy costs are going up with cap and trade. He's not helping small business out at all. No, you're completely wrong there.
My healthcare costs are going up because I run a small business, and the insurance industry is getting $1 trillion from us now, the taxpayers, and they're sticking it to the small businesses who hire the new workers who create the jobs.
And we need price controls. If we only had price controls, they've worked so well, that would probably solve it.
Pat, we've heard...
Yeah, the Swiss system does work well.
But
one price for
let's stick to the
everybody
job.
from the insurance industry. Absolutely.
The job market stinks, and business executives say that the Obama administration is getting in the way of job creation. Pat, what do you say?
I think the administration's rhetoric has been pretty disappointing on the front of, supporting business. I've actually been a little bit surprised by it. It's been a lot less centrist than I would have expected. But I think the bigger deal than any of the policies we've been discussing It's just the general deleveraging that's going on in the economy. The administration's policies certainly are not helping very much, but I think the larger force going on right now is both businesses and consumers paying down the debt that we've accumulated over the past decade. And until you have net credit creation, right now we have net credit contraction, that really impedes job creation and economic expansion.
Well, that's even a bigger reason to actually then benefit business, right? Because if everybody is, deleveraging, which is a really nice word for paying off their bills, this would be the point. Wouldn't you want to actually allow entrepreneurs, give them a 2-year break on capital gains? I mean, something that you would actually get investment?
Can I point something out here?
If they create jobs, that would be a good idea.
Mr.
For
Immelt, the
those who
chairman
create
of
new
GE,
jobs, yes. But it needs to be directly tied to creating jobs.
Mr. ML, here's a guy who's number one, bullseye. He should be able to be creating jobs because he is forefront in the Obama green energy push. You go to GE for that. You go to GE for healthcare. You go to GE for capital. He's not creating jobs, and he says Obama is bad for business, and business is bad for Obama.
Right.
So when he says it, you got to believe him.
And Gary B., Pat's worried about credit tightening. Well, you have a financial regulatory overhaul pushed by the White House that will do just that even more.
Well, exactly, you know, Dagan, but I'm not as worried about credit tightening because, as Pat has also pointed out, there's a lack of demand there. And one of the reasons there's a lack of demand there is because the entrepreneurs out there, all businesses across the board, what they want is the ability to earn, I hate to say it, extraordinary profits. And that's very difficult in this tax environment. The best thing, and the absolute thing the Obama administration won't do is lower taxes. Instead, they want to raise taxes, and because they don't trust the free market, they want to do cockamamie things like this stimulus spending. We've tried that now, and we can see the only area of growth that we've seen with stimulus spending is in government jobs. And that government jobs are a dole on the rest of us. That's why the private sector is struggling.
Well, look, I'm a small business guy, and you know how I raise profits? You fire people. You lower your overhead. And right now, I look out and say, if I hire people, they're only as independent contractors, they're only part-time or full-time equivalent. Why do that when it costs so much more than it used to?
Well, Jeff Immelt,
We do not need a general stimulus now. Because we are in recovery, we are growing, but not fast enough. We need to invest mostly through tax incentives with businesses, work with business to create jobs. That's not these corporate special interests Barack Obama is bashing. Democrats and Republicans in Congress need to get to work helping small business and entrepreneurs.
Steve, the biggest
start new
job
companies and
creators
create
are
jobs.
big businesses, not small businesses. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
But it's the GEs of the
75%
world, it's
comes
the
from the small
Aetnas of the world
business.
that create most of the jobs.
Eric, one final thing. Jeff Immelt's GE seemed to back away from those comments. Other leaders have not,
didn't.
though.
GE backed away from Immelt's comments. He made those comments front and center.
All right.
Final word, everybody. Keep spending to stop a double-dip recession. An order from a union boss to the White House. Neil's gang says that could kill jobs even more. But first, taxpayers were forced to bail out the banks. Now they have to pay to punish them, too. Is this another TARP trap lawmakers don't want you to know about?